The information shared on this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking care because of something you heard on this podcast. The views and opinions expressed by guests or hosts are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any affiliated organizations. Reliance on any information provided by this podcast is solely at your own risk. Welcome to the Healthy Image Podcast, where we talk all things health and wellness. Today's guest is the Carb King himself, Luke Rangel. Luke has built a reputation for flipping the script on the traditional low-carb narrative and helping people lose fat and build lean muscle without sacrificing the foods they love. As a certified personal trainer, Luke designs workouts and nutrition plans rooted in practical simplicity, whether it's strength training, conditioning, or balanced eating. He champions a philosophy where smart carbohydrate choices occupy a key role in a healthy lifestyle, rather than being the enemy of progress. Luke's mission is to make fitness sustainable for real lives. When travel, family events, the holidays, or a busy schedule threaten consistency, his approach helps clients stay on track without burnout. His brand isn't about strict deprivation. It's about structure, flexibility, and making carbs work with you, not against you. Welcome, Luke.
Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. It truly is a treat for us. Can you tell us a bit about how you got into personal training and nutrition coaching? Did you have like this aha moment that led you to focus on this space?
Yeah, I think for me, my aha moment was realizing that I was so bad at everything else. Kind of going straight out of high school, went to college, ended up just failing almost every single class. There was one class I passed, and it was a weightlifting class. Got an A+ in that one. And then the second class I passed was a nutrition class. But after so many years of college, when I decided that I was like, let me see what this personal training thing's about. I got the course, opened up the textbook, and it was the first textbook that I actually wanted to read. And I just could not put it down. And I was like, all right, this is my passion. This is how people actually learn stuff.
Did you play sports in high school?
Yeah, I
or
played. Grew up playing baseball, and then in high school it was just football.
I think I remember you playing football. We went to school together.
Yeah.
I think I remember you playing football.
Yeah.
Did you find it just a hobby at that time, or did you kind of find it fascinating, like the workout aspect of it? Because when I played sports in high school, it was more for like the social, like it was fun, socializing, not so much I hated the actual working out part of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, it was definitely more on the hobby side, at least the sport, because looking back now, like, I didn't know what I was doing, but seeing like other people in high school playing sports now, they know so much, or they like actually study what's going on the field. That wasn't me. I hated the actual football practice conditioning part, but again, when it came to the weight room, I had a lot of fun in that part.
Yeah.
I think just bonding with the guys and trying to lift up as heavy as you can, doing everything the wrong way.
Yes.
And there's good camaraderie in that, and that you're doing something positive, something healthy, and moving your body.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. On your social media, you showcase workouts, meals, lifestyle content. What does a typical week in your training and eating schedule look like?
It's the same every single day, every single week type of thing. I try to not have to think about it, so it's more routine, I guess, is the word I'm going with. So other than my gym, like I have an online business, so I'm trying to run those two businesses, and I work full-time at a church as well. So it's like I don't have time to, like, if I'm going to work out, it has to be at this specific time. If I eat, it's this specific time. I have to think about so many different things. So the last thing I want to think about is like, oh, what am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for a snack? What am I going to have for dinner? So for me, I work out 5 days a week. Usually, honestly, right now, it's like 30 to 45-minute workouts. Nothing long at all, just enough to feel good about myself, I guess. Doing the right exercises. And then I eat about 4 or 5 times a day, just making sure, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but just the balanced meal. I got my protein every single time I eat, the healthy carbs, the fats, all those stuff.
That's wonderful. And it sounds like you've created structure to make sure that you stay focused and you're consistent and that your discipline is there with that structure.
Yeah, that's the word, structure. That's what I was
Yes.
trying to find.
Yes. I think when you find structure or you apply it, it's not just creating it, but also applying it, and it's something that works for you, then it makes it easier to stick to it.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. Like if you look at all the top business guys like Zuckerberg and all that, you see they wear the same thing every day. It's just like you focus on the things you need to focus on, and you just kind of put everything else in that structure.
You have to like choose what priority is, and then make sure that that's what you're doing every day. I think that's where I struggle. Is it's like, for me, I just find excuses.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have a home gym in my garage, and I'm like, well, it's really cold outside today, and so, or, well, but the kids need a bath tonight, or it's like I'll find a way, because I know deep down inside I don't want to. I hate working out, and because I am so out of shape, I don't work out, so it's hard until you build up your muscle and you build up your strength and everything, and then it becomes easier and it's not so hard to do. But in the beginning, when you're trying to start and find your routine, for me, I'm like, I'll just find anything to not work out. And so it's like, it sounds like you found that way of finding the things that matter to you and making that be your daily routine.
Right.
So it's like, there's no excuses. It's like brushing your teeth in the morning. Like, I have to work out today. Like, that's part of my daily routine. Or we have to eat.
Yeah.
We all have to eat. So it's like, well, we're already eating.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that I'm eating the right foods. So
Right.
I think that's very relatable, is knowing you have to have your routine. It's not going to just come easy right away. You have to establish the routine and decide that you're going to stick to it.
Yeah.
Which sounds like you did.
Yeah, you hit on a lot of things. I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but it's just like eating right and exercising is important, right? But like, I'm sure every single person that is listening or watching this, they know they're supposed to eat right. They know an apple is better than a donut or something like that. They know they should move their body, but so why don't we do it?
Yeah.
Right? And like where you said, like I don't have time.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's dark early now. Yeah.
Time or money is usually the two biggest excuses people make, but they say they don't have 30 minutes for the gym, but they'll watch a 30-minute Netflix show type of thing.
Yeah.
They don't have money, but you don't need any weights at all. You can just do it at home.
Right.
Things like that. And then
Oh,
they'll
yes.
say, I don't know how. YouTube is free.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I know you mentioned that you try to eat a balanced meal, your proteins and all of that, but like I said in your intro, you are the self-proclaimed Carb King.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people think that, they think being fit means no carbs.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you come up with this title, the Carb King? And how does that fit into a fitness journey?
Yeah, so the title itself came from my gym partner, Kyle. I didn't give it to myself. I was
Not self-proclaimed. It was Kyle proclaimed.
Yeah, Kyle
Okay.
proclaimed. I was still hesitant for using it. I was like, it's kind of weird, but
I love it.
let's go on with it. So, I mean, the idea behind the Carb King, really, it's just, it's balanced eating type of thing. Like, you shouldn't be giving up protein, carbs, or fat. Those are the three macronutrients. Our bodies use that for all kinds of nutrients. But then what I noticed on social media is you get more views when you're eating carbs and things like that and showing how to people to do that. But then also at the same time, I saw like the ketogenic, before that was Atkins. There's all these low carb diets, and I working with so many clients all the time. So many people try to go that route. And of course you lose weight a little bit, mostly because you're starving yourself. They're not doing it the right way. And so then they bounce back, they gain the weight back, and it's harder for them to get the weight off.
Yeah.
And it's just, if anything, I don't say, it didn't get me upset, but I was like, there's just something wrong with this. And so I was like, let's flip the script and let's say like, hey, eat carbs. Here's how you eat carbs to lose weight.
Yeah.
And then it just started taking off. So I'm like, this is what people need to hear.
How do you eat carbs and lose weight? What is a good carb and a bad carb?
Yeah. So define good and bad.
Taste good?
Yes.
Or
So
or Whole Foods
good for
carb.
you?
Yeah. So as far as, so usually when people say, what's a good carb, what's a bad carb, they're thinking, what carbs will make me lose weight, what carbs will make me gain weight. With that, they're all the same. You could eat donuts and lose weight. You could eat sweet potatoes and lose weight. If you're just strictly going off of how you want to look physically, you could eat junk all day and lose weight, but you can't eat junk all day and feel great. So those are the two biggest difference of how you do it. So what I do is I teach my clients how to track their macronutrients. So like if let's say they're going to have 200 grams of carbs throughout the day, they could split up that however they want. So if they want to choose a donut, that donut is 30 grams of carbs. That's fine. You just take that 30 grams out of the 200, and now you still eat 170 more grams of carbs throughout the day. But they have to know, like, hey, again, it comes down to mindsets. Like, if you eat this donut, yes, you're still going to reach your goals, but because you ate this donut, the scale might go up the next day, not because you gained fat, not because of the donut's bad, but because you might be a little bit bloated. It doesn't work well with your digestive system. So I'm just always
There's also sugar in the donut.
Yeah, so like if someone has type 2 diabetes, I'd probably be like, probably shouldn't have that donut. Like,
Yes.
But you could have sweet potatoes, so like good carbs, sweet potatoes, rice, fruit, vegetables, which a lot of people don't know is carbs, fruits and vegetables.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That's one thing I recently took a course because everyone's like, you need to eat a balanced meal. And I'm like, I can tell you what a protein is, but I'm like, I can't tell you what fiber, carbs, like I just didn't know what any of that was. I'm like, okay, so I took this course where it was like talking about how you have to, yeah, you can eat the donut, but you still have to eat the fruits and the vegetables and like all these other nutrients that your body need. You can't, it's not sustainable to just live off of donuts every day,
Yeah.
I'm like, darn it. So now I'm trying to learn. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier like macronutrients. I'm like, I hear people talk about micros and macros. Like, what is that?
Yeah, so I mean, macronutrients, it's there's three of them, what I mentioned, protein, carbs, and fat.
Okay.
And for the basic, for 99.999% of people listening, that's all you need to know. So like one of the big mistakes is there's information overload on the internet right now. So like I'll say you could eat carbs, and then you'll scroll and the next person says carbs are terrible for you, and then someone will say water is bad for you, and like vegetables are bad for you, fruit's bad for you.
I'm like, just tell me what
It's
to
like,
eat.
what?
And it can be so confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like our bodies, if you eat the right amount of calories broken up within those macronutrients, it doesn't matter. Like it'll be impossible to have too much sugar. It'll be impossible to like not get the fiber you need and all of that stuff unless you're just naturally have some kind of deficiency. But if you're eating the amount of protein you're supposed to be eating, carbs and fat, like you have to have good foods with the bad foods to be able to do that.
So people should have carbs on their plate.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, carbs are, I mean, just carbs in general. It's what gives you energy. It helps like your metabolism. And I always tell people low carbs are known for having keto breath, and it smells really bad. Smells like nail polish.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't have that problem.
I
so
did not know that.
Unfortunately, I like carbs too much.
And with regards to fitness and training, when we think about, what are the core pillars of your workout philosophy, tell us about that.
Yeah. So just as far as workouts, I mean, my number one philosophy is you have to do resistance training. You have to lift weights. There's still a crazy myth out there that, especially in the females, they think they're going to get buff. And I always say, like, look at your boyfriend or husband that works out every day. He's probably not buff, right? It's like, if you want to look like a bodybuilder, you have to eat and train like a bodybuilder. To help out with this myth, if you think about it, the heavier you lift, and you always want to lift as heavy as you can with the proper form and the right rep range. The heavier you lift, the more stress it puts on your body. The more stress that it puts on your body, the more calories you burn. And so the more calories you burn, the smaller you get. And so it's like you have to lift heavy, not only for, of course, the physical looks, but osteoporosis, which is as you get older, your bones are going to get weaker. So you have to do resistance training to keep your bones strong so you could sit down and stand up when you're 60 years old without help. Always resistance training, and that's pretty much it.
Yes,
So,
and those are important points, though.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you're doing weightlifting, yes, it can be especially when you're first starting out, it can be a little bit intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
so how do you tailor workouts depending on someone's goal?
It all depends on. So I mean, 90% of people that come to me, it's weight loss. Um, or they just want to tone up their body, things like that. So like I go through a few phases. So the first phase is the same no matter what your goals are, and it's really just it's higher reps, little bit lighter weight to hit those higher reps, slower movements so they could uh, work on like all the tendons and all of those things. So you want to do that so that when you do go heavier, you don't hurt yourself, type of thing. You want to be able to like prepare your body, make sure the form's down. But within that, people still get stronger. They lose weight. They do all of that stuff. From there, it's really just kind of what they enjoy doing. Like if they're an athlete, I'll do more athletic movements and things like that. But I said again, for 99% of people that are listening, it's just do full body workouts. I guess that might be the only thing that I tailor it, how often they're going to work out. If they're going to work out 3 days a week, it's full body workouts 3 days a week. If they're going to come in 6 days a week, then we could split up like the body parts for that. But as far as like which exercises and things like that, it's honestly the same for everybody. Men, female, it's all the same.
And how do you fit in cardio? Because it sounds like you're mainly speaking to weightlifting or strength training, resistance training. Where does cardio fit in here?
So for me personally, it doesn't fit in anywhere.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, so maybe I'll be the weightlifting, the non-cardio king too. I mean, cardio is great for you, obviously. So usually when people ask about cardio, I'll ask, why do you want to do cardio? What's the purpose behind cardio? If it's just weight loss, you don't need to do cardio to lose weight. I have so many transformations of just pure weightlifting. So like that's usually, and I say that because that's usually a holdup for a lot of people because they hate cardio. They don't want to go and run on a treadmill or go run on the street. And you don't have to. The only reason to run is if you want to get better at running. The only reason to bike is if you want to get better at biking. The only reason to swim is if you want to get good at swimming or if you enjoy it. Because if you think so, all cardio, the purpose of cardio is to get that heart rate going, to help your cardiovascular system. But if you're lifting weights the right way and lifting heavy enough, like your heart's going to be pounding and you're doing cardio as you're lifting weights. It's just not what we deem as cardio.
I've heard a lot of people when they are going to go to the gym, how if they go in the morning, they like to do like fasted workouts where they haven't eaten since the night before. What would you say is that a healthy way to work out? Do you prefer like fast workouts, or should people eat something before they go and work out?
That's a great question because I've seen that also on social media.
And
That's
again, you said like
yes.
social media tells you like all the things, and I've heard both. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know what to
It
do.
can be confusing.
Yeah, no, 100%. When it comes to fasting, it's
For me, because I've tried working out while I have fasted, and I'm like, oh, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'm like, I feel like I need something in my system. But then there's also been times where I have eaten, and then I'm like, now I feel like I'm gonna throw up because. Yeah. So it's like I don't know what.
Yeah.
I've struggled with both, honestly.
Yeah. So again, like I'm a big question asker. So like if a client comes to me and asks things like that, I always like, okay, so like why are you asking? And again, usually it's like, oh, what's better to make me lose weight faster, type of thing. It doesn't matter. So
as long as you don't pass out or
yeah,
throw up.
Yeah. So like, because usually when people ask these type of questions, it's the people that are looking for the quick results, which you're not going to get those results. And if you do, you're going to lose it because your mindset is thinking quick results. But for me personally, and what I've seen is like if the first thing you do when you wake up is work out, I don't think you don't need to eat. You can if you want to. If you work out 2 hours plus after you work or after you wake up, you should have something in your system. You're just going to perform better. So usually like if I'm going to work out, like if I'm going to wake up, work out within an hour, I'll probably have something like a banana, maybe half a glass of orange juice, some kind of carbs and sugar that you're going to burn during that workout. And then if I'm going to work out, for those that work out at nighttime, or I always try to eat my meal 2 to 3 hours before the workout. That way it's digested. And then again, you could use that as energy for the workout. You're going to be able to lift stronger. You're going to run faster if that's what you want to do. But it's just going to help you perform better in the gym, which will get you the better results.
And then after you work out, is there something, like, I know people will like try to eat protein bars or drink protein shakes or like take supplements. Like, is there something that they should be taking or eating after they work out?
Yeah, you should always have some kind of protein. It could be, most people have like a whey protein shake. It just hits your muscles and digestive system the fastest. But if you don't have that or don't like the taste, you could just have a regular meal as well.
I don't think there is a magic bullet. There are 100 golden BBs to this. There are many factors and variables that go into play into finding a path towards the healthiest version of you.
Yes.
And it's coming up with that path through partnering with the health coach, with the
Correct.
fitness coach to help you figure out, because fitness instructors like you, fitness coaches like you are more knowledgeable than most of us. This is your profession. This is what you practice. This is what you do.
Right.
And guiding people who feel stuck at chasing these endless quick fixes. And it's like over and over. And how do you break that cycle? How do you help a client that approaches you with those types of challenges?
Yeah, so with all my nutrition and accountability clients, if anything, it's more, I do a lot of like mindset teaching along with it. But one of my things I always like to tell them is like, it's always data over emotions. And so I have this Google sheet that they fill out. And so every single week we see like exactly what they ate every single day. How many grams of protein, carbs, fat, what were your exercises like? Did you eat out? Did you drink this week? What was your weight every single day? And we could see like all these fluctuations. And so what that shows is like they could see their weight going down week by week. Over the course of weeks and months, we could see different trends. Like when they're on their period, this person goes up 2 pounds every single month, things like that. So they could see that instead of just waking up, feeling bloated, seeing the scale go up 2 pounds, and then it's just a downward spiral.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm never
Yes.
working out
Like,
again.
Yeah, so you get discouraged.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, nothing's working. But then at the same time, we could see like they'll come to me and they're like this last month I put on, I don't know, 4 pounds. Like, I don't think this is working. I was like, all right, let's take a look at the data. It's like, you ate out 4 times every single week. Like,
Data does not lie.
yeah, it's like, you can't expect to lose weight. Like, you hiring me doesn't mean you're going to lose weight. Like, you have to follow a
Yes,
plan.
that's a great point. Just because you hire a fitness coach does not mean you have to do the work.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just like do this magic wand and they, change.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and like you said, we're looking for a quick fix, but it's like, okay, you are where you are at this point in your life. It probably took you a long time to get there.
Yes.
It wasn't quick for you to be unhealthy or, start living an unhealthy lifestyle. Like, this happened over time. You're not going to just get in shape in all of this overnight, in a week, in a month. It took you a long time to get where you are. It's going to take you a long time to develop better habits, learn what to eat and how to eat, when to eat, what not to eat, when, like, it's going to take a while for you to get into this routine, and then you have to give it time to start working. So it's like, it's not, you can't, trust me, we all want a quick fix, and it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, especially with that, and especially for anyone listening that's going into the new year and wants something different, like, you truly have to change who you are as a person. So everyone that comes to me, like, oh yeah, I know I need to change my lifestyle. I'm ready. But in their minds, they think changing their lifestyle is like, all right, I need to eat healthier. I need to work out. It's like, no, you got to change who you hang out with. You got to love working out. You got to like fall in love with the journey and change rather than fall in love with results, because you're never going to be happy with results.
Yes, I like everything you said. And I think also that the change also has to do with your purpose. asking
Yeah.
that person, why are you doing this? Is it just because you want to look good? Is it just for aesthetics? There has to be something more meaningful.
Yeah.
I think there has to be, especially for someone who wants to lose more than 50 pounds or 70 pounds. Those are transformational journeys. You're really changing every part of who you are. And I say this because I've been there. And true transformation requires a much deeper purpose, a conviction, if you will. You really have to be grounded in that and know your why. Why am I doing this? Because if my why is not strong enough, if my why is shaky, this path, it's going to be shaky for me because I'm not that committed.
Yeah.
So when I truly commit, I truly decide, I'm going to build a consistency every single day with these baby steps. And then I'm building discipline. And then now I'm building the habit every single day. And now whether I'm in the mood or not, it's so habitual. I just end up doing it whether I'm in the mood or not.
I think my favorite quote with that is, take care of yourself. It's the only place you have to live.
It's so true. It is so true. And I heard that somewhere, not that exact quote, but like that whole, you only have one body. I'm like, oh shoot, like that is so true.
Yeah.
Like I can't be like, oh, I'm gonna switch to that one over there. Like that one looks better. It's like you have to take care of the one body you have.
Yeah, we take it for granted so much when we're healthy. 'Cause another thing I hear is like when you're healthy, you have 99 problems, but when you're not healthy, you only have one problem. Like you need to get your health
So
back.
true.
Type of thing.
Yeah, that's very true.
So the holidays can throw people off their game nutritionally and in the gym. What strategies do you suggest to stay on track without being overly rigid?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So for holiday eating, vacations, birthdays, all of that stuff. So again, like with my clients, they know how many grams of protein, carbs, and fat that they're supposed to be eating. But during this period of time, I tell them only focus on the protein. So protein is the most important. It's not, it doesn't make you buff or anything muscle. It's good. Again, it's good for your bones, and protein actually helps you lose weight and keeps you stays full longer and things like that. So the only thing I have them focus on is let's hit your protein goal, at least come close to it, and then just stay within a certain amount of calories, which gives them the freedom to have a drink if they want to drink, to eat desserts if they want to have desserts, because they got the protein, the carbs and fat will be off, whatever. You're going to be okay. Again, your weight will probably fluctuate because you're bloated and things like that, but it'll fall off once we start eating clean again. But again, I'd say the one thing I always constantly remind them when it comes to their mindset is there's always different ways to be successful. There's always different seasons. So like from Thanksgiving to December, most of my clients honestly will probably stay the same weight the whole way. And they're like, oh, I'm not losing any weight. What's going on? I was like, what happened last year through November and December? Oh, I gained 10 pounds. All right. So this year he didn't gain any weight. That's a success. And it's just learning those, again, taking the data over the emotions. And it's like, all right, you didn't gain any weight. Now you're not starting from zero in January. Now you're going to start losing weight again.
Yeah, and I think data is so important. And it's important in how you're saying to help explain what you're seeing. But then also when you get discouraged, let's say you've been in the journey for about 6 months now, and you start getting discouraged and thinking it's not worth it. I'm sure you have them take selfies or pictures and all. I think the brain needs constant training to see evidence that if you're feeling discouraged, let's go back and look at your first day photo. And let's look at your present day photo. And then now it's like, oh, it's not as bad as I'm thinking. Because right away as humans, we're trained to see the negative. We just are, because our brains are designed that way. We see the negative, and so we have to train it to try to stay encouraged and stay positive. But I think, one of the things that has helped me has been, looking at past photos, has been, seeing the fluctuations in the scale is one thing, but it goes up and down, but is it downward trending? And if it is downward trending, then that also helps me, stay on track and stay motivated and encouraged, whether I feel like it or not. But it just helps me stay focused with my journey. And I think that's so important.
And if you think about it too, so you're eating better and you're exercising, and you're still not seeing that you're losing weight yet. you're still living a healthier life. Like,
Yeah.
why would you go back to
That
how
is
it was
so true.
before?
Yeah.
Like, why not just keep it's healthier for you? Who
Yeah.
cares what the scale says? Like,
Yeah.
you're eating healthy food and exercising.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah. The only reason they'll be mad is because they're looking at social media and seeing how they're supposed to look.
Yeah, exactly. But then you're like, but I really am craving, that piece of cake or whatever. Like,
Uh-huh.
that I get. But it's like, at the end of the day, you're living a healthier lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating better and you're exercising. And yeah, maybe this month, you didn't lose weight. But
Yeah.
if you go back to what you were doing before, you're definitely not going to lose weight
Yeah.
next
Oh,
month.
that's
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
true.
It's like
No.
you just keep going.
Yeah, and it's like if you fall in love with the journey, the weight will come off. Like,
Yeah.
I've had one client who, for 5 years, she needed to lose, like, so in total she lost 130 pounds.
Wow.
But the first 5 years she lost 50 of those pounds. But if you think about it, like 50 pounds over 5 years, it's like less than 1 pound a month. And like, so someone who starts at over 200 pounds, like you would want to quit.
Right.
But she kept on going. And then finally, like, everything just clicked. In 1 year, she lost like 80 pounds that 1 year.
Wow.
Just because she didn't quit and she just kept moving, taking one
Yeah,
more step.
it was just a changed lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
That's
she's
really
kept it off
amazing.
for years because she fell in love with the journey part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's so awesome. And how do you help clients plan for cheat days? Because I know there's cheat days that happen, especially around the holidays,
Yeah.
or indulgences while still maintaining momentum. You know, you go to a birthday party, you want to have that piece of cake, go to someone's celebration of something, and
Yeah.
you want to be able to enjoy, the socializing aspect of it, which many times focuses around food.
Yeah.
And it's not just the healthy food, but also the food that we're tempted to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, so that's why I love the way that I eat and the way I teach people eat is learning the macronutrients behind everything. And so, like, they have certain amount of calories and macronutrients that they eat. They could eat it however they want. So there is no like, if they feel like they're aren't able to eat something, like, that's really just on them. Like, I show them how to eat out and still lose weight, how to drink alcohol and still lose weight. It's just planning ahead for it. So if they know if they want this piece of cake that they've been staring at, and they could look up and be like, all right, this is, I don't know, 30 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, 0 protein. They could work that into their meal plan for the day, and they don't have to give it up if they don't want to. And it's just easier to work it in, so there is no, like, so much restriction type of things.
Help me understand. What do you do when the client comes to you, and this is a client that you've been working with for a while, and they fall off the wagon, so to speak?
Uh-huh.
They had several slices of pizza, a piece of cake, ice cream,
Was this
chips.
me? No.
And so I'm just wondering, how do you deal with that with someone who comes to you and, confesses to
Yeah.
you, and you see it in the scale too. You see it in how they physically look, and they just had a phase where they fell off the wagon, and this is now taking over.
Yeah.
How do you work with a client like that?
Out of love. Out of love. So I think when I first started, that's the biggest thing I realized, is because people would, like, if they did mess up, they'd always tell me they were scared to say something because they thought I would get mad at them or something like that. Or like, why aren't you following my plan? But then they realize, like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, I'm just talking to them like, okay, it's like, so what? Okay, that happened. Why did it happen? If you're in this situation next time, what can you do differently? So I'm just trying to help them figure out why they did it, so they understand why they did it, and then come up with solutions so it just doesn't happen again.
Like their triggers, perhaps?
Yeah, which it probably will still happen again, but it's just let them know, like, it's okay. Like,
You're
Yes.
human.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yes. And sometimes, it has to do with maybe their environment. Something's going on. Some kind of stressful situation
Yeah.
is happening, outside of their control. And this is a trigger. Many times it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. And that's a huge thing to figure out for yourself, or anyone that's trying to lose weight or just get healthier, is what are your triggers? So again, I promote, like, you could eat donuts and tortillas and all this wonderful food. But if there is a certain food that triggers you, like, oh, if I have a bite of that, I'm going to have 10 of them, then yeah, that's not the food you should be eating then. And don't put yourself in that environment.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh. Those are great points. And looking ahead into 2026, for someone listening who wants to, do a reset post holidays, what's your plan to come back strong?
I liked what you said earlier is like you have to figure out why. The first step is like, why do you want to come back strong? Why do you want the results? And I always say like the why should make you cry. So like one exercise I have my clients do is get a piece of paper 1 through 20 and write out 20 whys. And so the reason why you do that, the first 10 are super surface level. Oh, I just want to be healthier. I want to be able to run with my kids, things like that. But as probably people listening is like they say they want to get healthy for their kids, but they haven't yet. Does that mean you don't love your kids? Like, no, it doesn't, right? But then as they keep going down, they're like, okay, I want to get healthy for my kids. But then as it gets deeper, it's like, oh, you know what? Like my dad passed away early, and it just gets deeper and deeper. And then like they start tearing up, like, okay, that's why I want to get, and they just have to remember that. So figure out like why you want to do it. I highly recommend finding someone that you could work with. There's all different people with all different kinds of budgets, but the accountability is the biggest piece.
Yes. I
To
like
getting
how you
results.
said it gave me chills. How you said the why has to make you cry.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's such a profound message in that because that really requires you to really search deep
Yeah.
down.
And that's why you do like the
Yes.
first 10 are like you said very surface
Yeah.
level and then you're like, okay, what else? And then you're forced to look deeper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so impressive. So when you're having these clients write down this list, how many of them actually do cry? Or how many, not necessarily cry, but how
Yeah.
many of them, have this deep connection with their why right away? Or does it take them some time, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour in, or does it take, them a week to come back to you? What's the time period of that?
Yeah, and that's a good question, and it's different for every single person. There's people. I mean, just our human nature. There's some of us that are just we're open book for everyone, and like we could talk about our feelings completely fine, and but then you'll meet someone else who's just so guarded, and they're even guarded to themselves, and it's not that they don't want to find their why, but they just don't know how yet, and so it just happens for those people. It could take 3 months ish, maybe some a little bit longer, but it's just constantly just working with them and then just having those deeper conversations with them past the why you here? Hey, how's
Yeah.
your day?
They probably don't realize they don't know what their why is
Yeah.
until they have an aha moment of like, oh, they probably, it's one of those things that I'm sure a lot of times they try to forget it. So it's like buried
Yeah.
really, really deep until something triggers it out of them. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's why I'm doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I can tell you my why wasn't crystal clear in the beginning. It was just mainly all about health.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my blood levels to normal. I wanted to, and I thought about the future too. And I thought, I want to have a long life. I want to live beyond 80, God willing. I want to have those moments where it's not just life, but quality life, right? Not being helped when I'm getting off the couch and being
Right.
able to, open the door and do all those things in your later decades. But then as I kept going and going into my journey, my why started becoming crystal clear. So that is why I was curious to know, does it take some people longer? And I guess everyone is very unique
Yeah.
in their own story and their own journey. And it just really depends. You may feel like you know your why, you may have it in your heart, but it's so hard to articulate it. It's
Yeah.
so hard to put it into words. You can visualize it, but the concept of it is just vague at first.
Yeah.
You have, and it does take more soul searching to know
Yeah.
the why.
I think that's a great point too. And it's like if someone struggles to find the way, like it's okay to start off surface level because that's just naturally where we go. It's like, oh, I want to lose weight because I want to look better. I'm like, okay, honestly, that was probably my first why when I was 25 years old. But now, it's kind of I relate it to like anyone that starts a business. Like their first why is really like, oh, I want to make a lot of money. But now, like owning a gym, it's not about the money. It's like I just want to help as many people as I can, and like when I see someone's transformation, not only physically, but like just mentally, it's like brings me so much joy type of thing. So it's okay to start off surface level, but then as the results do start happening, you start just opening it up more.
Yeah. How long ago did you open the gym?
It was 2018. So I was
Wow.
about 6, 7. Is that
That's
so recent?
wonderful.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm
made
certain
it through COVID.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, oh, absolutely. Because I know many places struggled, but I'm sure you've had many success stories that you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
share, that you've witnessed, and it's probably such an honor to be a part of those journeys.
Yeah, it is. And again, I think it's, like I said, it's so reward. Yeah, the physical, that's cool. But like when I see someone like just change their whole personality, like they'll come in just so depressed and sad all the time. And then a couple months later, they're like the loudest, happiest people in the gym. It's like, it's so cool.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And what's next for you, whether personal or professionally?
Yeah, that's late. I've been trying to figure that out myself
Yeah.
lately.
You're like, it's the end of the year. I'm just trying to get through 2025.
Yeah.
Ask me that next month.
But definitely I feel my passions, like if you were to look at my Instagram a year ago, it's just all me eating carbs, probably shirtless, like doing that, all that weird stuff. But now, like if you look at it, it's all like Jesus-centered type of stuff where it's just like, it's like I try to focus people like, don't get healthy, don't go to the gym, don't eat right to look better, right? There's a purpose behind it. And hopefully for most people, it's for serving the Lord. Mm-hmm. And so that's what, that's next for me, is really just finding how to put that message together to just reach more people.
Yeah. And if you could give a piece of advice to someone who's really intimidated by carbs, I feel like there's such a message of like, I can't eat that.
Yeah.
Just a quick like Spark Notes message to them. What would it be?
Start simple. There's no one food that makes you gain weight. There's no one food that makes you lose weight. So if you've been dying to have a piece of cake and you've been restricting yourself, have half a piece of that cake and then step on the scale and you'll see your weight didn't go up.
Satisfy the craving.
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
And you'll be okay.
I think that's the hardest part, is when people are told they can't do something,
Yeah.
you want to do it more.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like, I
that's so
can't
true.
have pizza. You're like, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you're like, I really, like, you've never really eaten pizza a bunch before,
Yeah.
but now that you can't have it.
Yeah. And
like,
then when you
I
do, you
really-
binge.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
goodness.
It's so
Yes.
true. So it's like, allow yourself to satisfy the craving.
Yeah.
Have a little bit, get the, the mini-sized candies.
Yeah.
Eat your little Snickers
Yeah.
and move on with your
Yeah.
day.
My wife has a bowl of M&Ms in our living room the whole time, and I always have 3 or 4 or 5.
Are they regular or peanut M&Ms?
It used to be regular. Now there's peanuts.
Oh,
So
okay.
now I have to have a
Ooh.
little bit less.
Good.
But yeah, it's every time after I have like my lunch or dinner, I'll go and put some chocolate in my mouth, and that satisfies my craving.
Yeah. I know. I need to be better about that. Just taste it. Just lick it.
Yeah. Just like it.
And if listeners took one message from our chat today, what would you want them to take away?
Figure out who you want to be and become that person. So like I always tell people, like you have to become, like if you're someone who wants to lose 50 pounds, you have to become that person who has already lost the 50 pounds and act like that person today
Ooh.
to lose the 50 pounds.
That's a great message.
So like when I was younger and I was like, my whole goal was to get abs. Like I became the person with abs before I had the abs. So like I woke up and I was like, okay, I woke up. What does a
person with abs do?
That's exactly what I would ask myself. And I don't know why it came to me then. I was like, all right, I'm going to have breakfast. What does someone with abs eat for breakfast? All right. I don't feel like working out. Does someone with abs go and work out? And so I just became that person before I was the person, and it helped me become the person.
I love that. That's a really cool mindset to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It
use
sure
that.
is.
I'm like, what do I want to
that.
be?
Yeah.
And you could use that towards anything.
Yeah. Like people want to be a millionaire. Like
Yeah.
people didn't just become a millionaire
Yeah.
and then start acting like one.
Yeah.
They
They're
started
like, "Stop
acting like
spending
one
money."
when they were
No.
broke and became one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us,
Oh,
Luke.
thank you. This was fun.
Where could people follow you or find you?
Best place is Instagram. It's my name, Luke A. Rangel. Or if they want, I have a free 7-day course where it's free workouts for 7 days, free meal plans for 7 days at thecarbking.com/jumpstart.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And where, I know we mentioned your gym. Do you want to
Oh, yeah.
promote your gym?
Yeah, if you
or-
live in or around Covina, California, we're at Anatomy Fitness as well as on Instagram. You could Google that.
We'll put it in the
show
description.
notes, the
Yeah,
show
we'll put it
notes.
in there.
Yeah, if you like the in-person, I know a lot of people thrive. They have to have someone in person as well.
I keep telling Alec, I'm like, I need to go back. He beat me to the punch. Now someone has to watch the kids, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to coordinate. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to go back. And speaking from someone who has been, because I don't know how to work out. I don't know what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
But I also don't want I don't want anyone watching me.
Yeah.
Like I need the trainer without like,
Yeah.
like don't look at me.
That's exactly what we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're training a few people. So you're like, okay, Veronica, do this, this, and that. And then I'm like, okay, make sure I'm doing correct form. And it's like, okay, next person. It's like, okay, no one's watching me.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
I said that's the biggest. I said like the 2 compliments we get at our gym. One is like instantly people feel comfortable. 'Cause
Yeah.
people are scared of gym, so that's like our main thing is make people feel comfortable. But then 2, we're half the cost of a regular personal trainer because we do semi-private where there's 4 people working out at the same time, but everyone has their own different workout.
Mm-hmm.
So the only difference between us and a one-on-one client is we're just not there staring at you, at counting reps for you. Like,
Yeah.
you're an adult, you could count. I'm gonna make sure you're doing
Yeah,
it right.
like yelling at me to
Yeah.
give me 5 more.
Yeah.
Crying. You don't cry. You don't cry at the gym. You do boot camp, and I know my dad does your guys' boot camp in the morning.
Yeah,
and-
boot camp, semi-training, and just functional
Yeah.
functional workouts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Speaking from experience, it is amazing. That's like the only gym that I've actually enjoyed going to, unless I had to go early in the morning. But
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
still go. I just was mad at everybody when I was getting there.
Yeah,
And then you also, you're a pastor for what church?
it's a one and all church. Locations all over. I'm at the West Covina location.
Okay. And just strictly like youth?
Yes, for me, I'm the youth pastor, so 6th to 12th grade. But our church has things for all ages.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that go there.
Yeah, it's a big church. Yeah, no, it's fun.
So they can find you a lot of places. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
again.
joining us.
No,
This is
thank
very
you.
informative. I think a lot of people will take a lot away from this. So
Yeah, hopefully one person eats a carb today.
yeah. I'm going to have my donut after this. Does that count?
Yes.
Well, thank you for tuning into the Healthy Image podcast, where we talk all things health and wellness. Make sure to like and subscribe or share with a friend who might find this helpful. And as always, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay healthy. Bye.
Bye.